How am I coping with social distancing? That's actually really, really hard for me. I want to go up and get in people's faces and love on them and hug them. And Beatrix has no care in the world about it, obviously. So, I'm doing my best right now to touch the dog that I can touch. I am trying to hold her really tightly, and she doesn't really like it that much. And I'm also finding to reach out more frequently to friends and especially family right now. Just making sure that everyone's all right, everybody's okay, and letting them know that I'm here if they need anything. So, yeah, social distancing is hard because we all crave touch in some way. We crave it. It's an innate desire, and it's an interesting space to be in where you can't just go up to a friend and give them a big old hug. So I'm ready for it to be over because I just want to hug everyone. How do I find calm in the midst of all the chaos? This one's actually been really hard for me because I am in and out every single day struggling to find calm, honestly. It's something that I am reaching for. It's something that I'm striving to tap into. And I took Jessica's amazing workshop today, and one of the key takeaways of that was that, what we have is the truth of this moment now. And so if I am in a moment of chaos and a moment of holy fuck, what's going on around me, like a dog who wants to play fetch. If I sit with that in this moment now, she just wants to play fetch. End of story. So I'm attempting to do a much better job of maintaining calm and remembering that the world will always keep spinning and I have the power to stand still. What are my best tips? Get yourself a bulldog whose energy never seems to decline. Outside of that, I actually think it's important to have one or two people in your life that you can reach out to at any given moment with a 911 distress and lean into them as much as possible. As we're all self-quarantining, I think that it's also important to find an isolation group of close friends. So, I've read a lot about the theory of self-isolation in that, if I'm isolating here in my space for 2 weeks with Beatrix, and I know of one of my best friends who is isolating with themselves or their roommates for 2 weeks, none of them interacting with other people, you can expand your isolation bubble out. So I've actually expanded my isolation bubble out, and I've brought in the boyfriend, and I've gone to his place with his roommates because we're considering ourselves the same bubble at this point. Do something beautiful for yourself every day. Do something beautiful. Self-care right now is so critical, and touch yourself. Give yourself a beautiful caress of your face, of your arms. Feel what's going on in your body. Give yourself touch that you're craving. Read something. Get off Netflix, even though the Tiger King is so amazing. Get off Netflix. Do something for yourself. Walk outside. Take as many walks outside right now as we can, but keep the appropriate distance. What gives me hope? I've been noticing a lot of spring flowers coming on, and there's something about the way that spring and seasons and plants and the earth come back alive. And that gives me hope that, we'll all be able to come back with our own sort of methodology and beauty behind it. The bulldog you hear growling while she's chewing her bone and running away from me gives me extreme amounts of hope because she just wants love. And that's kind of what we all want right now. I'm given hope by the entire community of Yoga Dragons in how everyone has shown up. Going online was a scary and a really hard decision to make, and when I started floating the idea to a few of the teachers, and I got their backing really quickly, and then I rolled it out to more teachers and had some hesitancy around the online platforms. Each of the teachers has stepped it up, and I couldn't be more happy. And then on top of that, students, not only in DC, but students that have been at the studio and have moved to other cities are coming back to us. And that gives me a lot of hope that people are still finding the value in the studio right now. So thank you all for that hope. How do I breathe right now? Or in those tough moments, how do I find breath? There are moments that I'm not breathing, honestly, and I'm trying to catch myself in each of those moments. It's the airplane analogy. You put your mask on first, and then you help your neighbor. And right now, we all need our own breath first and foremost. And I definitely have been finding myself slowing down a lot more in feeling the uptake of my breath and allowing the breath just to be whatever it needs to be in that moment. I've been doing a lot of walking, I've been doing a lot of yoga, I've started running again. And each of those in their own way power my breath differently. And I'm just finding ways to remember that breath for me first, and then I'll help everyone else breathe. So, breath for me first.